In the upcoming Path of Exile League, an Azmeri woman named Oshabi wants us to gather seeds for her to plant in her sacred grove. Not like that. It's to spawn monsters and craft gear. Apparently, this sacred grove is in a secret, new location that we can have access to via portal. Who Oshabi is, if she has any connection to existing lore, and the exact location of this sacred grove aren't known yet. But I have some theories about the new league. I think Oshabi might worship an Azmeri god we haven't met yet, but has been mentioned very, very briefly in an Azmerian creation myth, Vereti, which means blooming, green, who I propose is a goddess of the earth. First off, the Azmeri we meet in Path of Exile are a tribe who have remained outside of the influence of the Eternal Empire, or the current Templars. The Eternal Empire was founded by Tarkus Veruso, who was an Azmeri 1600 years ago. He took a large number of Azmeri people out of the Azmerian ranges to start this empire where Sarn now stands. He must not have taken all the Azmeri, as the people we meet in Act 2 are clearly not Eternals. They are taught how to speak the Oriathan language by Aramir, a fellow exile who found them after he made a similar path to our own. These Azmeri people have roots to the original Azmeri. It seems they've migrated from the mountains nearby, but it's possible Oshabi's sacred grove lies somewhere between the Frisian forest these Azmeri have migrated to and the Azmerian ranges their ancestors lived on. I suspect the grove might be on the mountain ranges, as our initial glimpses imply there is some elevation to our location. While the Azmeri aren't avid users of thaumaturgical gems, they aren't completely anti-thaumaturgy or magic. Yena has what she calls spirit, a voice, possibly a god, who speaks to her and guides her. I believe spirit is real, as Silk says there is spirit in regards to Yena, and when Silk dies in Act 7, Yena says, "Silk knew the spirit as I did." Groost does not believe in spirit, but Groost is kind of a jerk, so that's fine. Yena also brews an Azmerian potion in Act 7 called Fire Dew out of some ingredients and the fireflies we bring her. This turns her into a flaming fox, able to burn away the layers of web blocking the entrance to Arakali's temple. That's definitely some kind of magic. Yena's spirit recognizes Sin, and advises Yena that Sin has the trust of spirit. She is one of only 2 mortals to acknowledge Sin's presence. Another example of Azmeri thaumaturgy is the ritual Clarissa uses with the Ankh of Eternity to try to resurrect Tolman. She specifically refers to this as an Azmeri ritual, used by Tarkus Veruso, who had openly condemned thaumaturgy but, like many Templars we've seen, secretly used thaumaturgy when it benefited him. So thaumaturgy and spirituality is certainly present in Azmerian culture. Oshabi is an Azmeri, but not from the same tribe as Yena, Silk, and Groost. She has plant magic, which is what led me to the connection to Vereti. The Prismatic Eclipse flavor text has the Azmerian creation myth in question. Its text has always bothered me because in-game, the established Azmerian gods are Solaris, Lunaris, Rizlatha, the Brine King, and Prospero. But the text reads, "A raging Solaris seared and contorted the orb's surface. A despairing Lunaris filled the scars with her tears. Yet Vereti remained, trapped within, forevermore." To me, this orb must be the Earth. But the thing that bothered me when I first read this, why in the world is Vereti capitalized? If it's talking about the orb as the Earth, sure, it's green and blooming, like Vereti's definition, but it says that Vereti is trapped inside the orb. And the fact they capitalized Vereti makes me think this is a god that has been trapped within the Earth. And what grows out of the Earth? Plants. Okay, maybe that's not enough evidence. It's a pretty thin string to hang this theory on. How about this? Consider the known Azmeri gods. There's Solaris, goddess of the sun, Lunaris, goddess of the moon, Soagoth, the Brine King, god of the sea, Rizlatha, goddess of parasites, and Prospero, god of the underworld of lost souls and found treasures. Does it seem like there's a few elements missing here? Sun, moon, water, bugs. Okay, treasure doesn't exactly fit either, but it seems like earth would be an element that would fit right into this theme for Azmerian gods. We know there are gods who are named that don't show up in our playthrough of Path of Exile. Hinekora, the Karui goddess of death, doesn't appear, although we know she's real and has power. Yena's spirit is probably a god and doesn't have a meaningful name. What if Yena's spirit is another Azmeri god? What if it's Vereti? The Azmeri clearly have a connection to nature. When we kill the ancient tree Larata to enter the Val ruins in Act 2, Aramir tells us that the Azmeri had a myth that Larata was the first tree, the ancestor of the entire forest. While he muses that it's more likely those gigantic roots draw on some thaumaturgical essence from within that ruin beneath it, Yena has some connection to Larata, or at least the forest. She says, "Larata is dead. It is not news to me. The forest screams its grief. You need not carry the blame. This was Larata's will. I do not question why she allowed you to end her days. I keep her in my dreams where she might still help us." Aramir even concedes that, for all of her strange ways, I've learned not to discount Yena's more vivid dreams. She's in tune with this land in ways I find difficult to comprehend. Yena has some connection to the land, and she tells us her dreams come from spirit. If spirit is Vereti, that explains the connection. If Vereti is an Azmeri goddess trapped in the earth, or who has power of the earth, this ancient Azmeri proverb on the primordial might jewel makes more sense. Do not cause the land to stir, it holds secrets better unknown. Perhaps Oshabi has found a way to harness these secrets in the earth, in Vereti. Or maybe this will just be a harvest moon? Get it? Because Lunaris is the moon and an Azmeri god? Okay, that was bad, but we'll just have to wait and see what grows.